ordered second strike on an alleged drug vote on September 2nd. The Secretary said to the President that that didn't happen. To be clear, does the administration deny that that second strike happened, or did it happen and the administration denies that Secretary Hegseth gave the order?
The latter is true, Abe.
Can you talk a little bit about the strikes and the controversy around Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth?
I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that, and I believe him.
You don't know if there was
You're talking about the two men?
The second strike to kill the two men.
No, he said he didn't do it. He said he never said it.
Would you be okay with that if he did?
He said he didn't do it, so I don't have to make that decision.
President Trump and Secretary Hegseth have made it clear that presidentially designated narco-terrorist groups are subject to lethal targeting in accordance with the laws of war. Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes.
Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike.
And he was well within his authority to do so.
Foreign and domestic.
When it comes to combat arms use, gender neutral.
Did Admiral Bradley order that second strike because there were still survivors after the initial strike?
Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law.
The initial order from Secretary Hegseth, everyone be killed, and did that come from President Trump?
I saw that quoted in a Washington Post story. I would reject that Secretary of War ever said that. However, the president has made it quite clear that if narco-terrorists, again, are trafficking illegal drugs towards the United States, he has the authority to kill them. And that's what this administration is doing.
There were a second strike that killed wounded people, even in the first strike.
Number one, I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that. Not a second strike. The first strike was very lethal. It was fine. And if there were two people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
You say there's no second strike?
I don't know. I'm going to find out about it. But Pete said he did not order the death of those two men.
Follow-up strike was lawful. What law is it that allows no survivor?
The strike conducted on September 2nd was conducted in self-defense to protect Americans in vital United States interests. The strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict.
The second strike was in full accordance with the law of armed conflict, but the Navy's own manual of law of war says that specifically firing on survivors from a wrecked vessel is an example of a war crime that's forbidden under U.S. law and the law of armed conflict.
Reiterate to you, the strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict.
Why won't the administration either confirm or deny or reveal whether or not there were survivors after that initial first strike? What imminent threat would two survivors pose who were clinging presumably to the wreckage of that boat?
Again, as I think you guys are sort of not listening fully to the statement I provided. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, and for any further questions about his thinking, I would defer you to the Department of War. I obviously wasn't in the room for these.
Vamos a activar la acción de la Fiscalía General de la República a fin de que la Fiscalía General de la República también tome cartas en el asunto respecto a los crímenes que se han cometido contra venezolanos y contra latinoamericanos en el Mar Caribe. También
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
President Trump is trying to silence me, threatening to kill me for saying what is true. You better keep your mouth shut or else. Have you heard a president of the United States say that members of the Senate and the House should be hanged and executed? Trying to silence me, in proposing to court-martial me, in threatening to kill me for fighting back when our democracy demands that we must fight back. President Trump has crossed the line. I will not be intimidated by this president.
Can you tell us more about why the airspace above Venezuela should be considered?
Because we consider Venezuela to be not a very friendly country.
What's the position on whether US troops on the ground is a possibility?
There's many options at the president's disposal that are on the table, and I'll let him speak on those.